You are now tuned in to the 411 for your fantasy football with your host, Autumn Wind Williams.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Autumn Wind Williams. You're now tuned into the 411 for your fantasy football on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at the 411DFS. And we're about a month away from the kickoff of Week 1, 2020 NFL season. If this COVID-19 doesn't get any worse than it has been, I've been physically distancing all this time, but also social media distancing from making videos. After the XFL got screwed over this pandemic, I've been playing a lot of sim games because they were free and gave me something to do. Also investing in the stock market, which ain't doing that great now. It was for a minute, but not now, unfortunately. But yeah, got up on some DraftKings stock. Like, why not? I'm playing it. Everybody else is, so I may as well invest on it. And with people working at home, I got some Zoom stock that's doing good. That's what's basically keeping my stock up at float, because everybody's using Zoom as they're working at home. Besides that, I've been working on getting my insurance broker license. I passed the exam. I just got to get the license so I can sell health insurance now, which is good. And also got hired to work for the U.S. government. My first day was this past Monday. So hit the like button, the subscribe button for that. Pat myself on the back for a job well done. But I'm basically just trying to set my priorities straight. So life happens, and occasion you might not see me making any videos due to life happens. I might be selling insurance policies or working at my job on a regular moment, and trying to make sure that rent paid, and you just gotta treat this DFS stuff as just a fun thing to do, wishful thinking, and sometime hopefully we get that life-changing money where all we have to do financially is play DFS for the rest of our life. Boy, it is hot, man. Look at me. I'm dripping sweat. This weather out here in the Bay Area, we've been having a heat wave. It's been thunderstorms right after, lightning, then it's hot again, then it's a fire, dust everywhere. And going through a pandemic, having to stay indoors all this time, it ain't good, man. Not even if you have a fan. And most of us in the Bay Area, we don't have, like, if you live in an apartment, it's not like, say, areas like Central Valley, Stockton, Sacramento. They don't have air conditioners. So you got a ceiling fan, and you can get a portable fan, or you can get one of those air conditioners you put in your window, or you just sweat like me. But yeah, we're going to talk about some stuff that's going to make you sweat next month during the lineups, But also I mentioned how, with the XFL, how I got screwed over with the pandemic. It looked like it will be back in effect for 2021 due to The Rock and company are now the new owners of the XFL, so I'm really excited about that. I just really enjoy the XFL, but we are now talking DFS, NFL, for DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo, and fantasy draft lineups. And on this video, I wanted to provide you 3 quarterbacks I'm considering putting in the Millie Maker for Week 1 on DraftKings and FanDuel. First I have is Russell Wilson going against the Atlanta Falcons. He made a comment recently that his mentality is to treat every quarter like it's the fourth quarter. I don't blame him on that. But basically because many times he had to put his team on his back and win games in the fourth quarter, and now the media is putting pressure on Pete Carroll and the coaching staff to let Russell Wilson have more of a performance and show what he can do. He said right now he's been playing 70% of his capacity, and he wants to unlock the other 30% and in air quotes be called Mr. Unlimited. Now, Russell Wilson has averaged 21.7 fantasy points per game, but if the squeaky wheel narrative is addressed in Week 1 versus the Falcons, I can see Russ getting 25 to 30 fantasy points in this game. Now, I'm saying this because the game against the Falcons is projected to be one of the highest scoring games of the week. And Russell Wilson right now is tied with Tom Brady for the most wins by a quarterback his first 8 seasons. He got 30-plus passing touchdowns 4 out of the 5 last seasons with a 101.2 passer career rating. So I feel good about that with Russell Wilson. He just feel like a safe play to me. In the Millie Maker, he may be chalk though, man, because it's supposed to be a high projected scoring game. But last year, what Russell Wilson threw for 341 completions, and that was on 516 attempts. He got 4,110 yards out of that with 31 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. And he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions, and that's the reason why I said he's a safe play too. And plus, he can run the ball. He had 75 rush attempts and got 342 yards with 3 touchdowns and had 2 fumbles. All right, so next I have at quarterback is Carson Wentz from the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team, no longer called I'm not going to say it, just say it, Deadskins. I'll just say that. But the price on Wentz is cheap facing the Washington football team. I can see him in the Eagles stack being very chalky for week 1 because of the weapons he has if no injuries are detrimental to the team. Right now it looks like Sanders got a lower body injury along with Alshon Jeffries. Kind of expected that. He's getting up there in age. He can't perform like the way he could. But, they got Reagor. They drafted Reagor. They got the 2 tight ends. They got Deshaun Jackson. He can do some things with the guys that he have, even if, say, Sanders and Jeffries is out for the game. But another reason why I'm not really sure if I'm going to play Carson Wentz, besides those injuries from the players, is this whole COVID-19 thing. I've just been thinking about road teams. I kind of want to back away from a little bit this year. Because road teams are traveling, they have a higher chance of getting the Rona, and home teams don't. They're likely going to be isolated in their homes for any home game that week. So they got less of a chance to catch the Rona. And this year is going to be a lot of tinkering that we have to do with our lineups. Due to late scratches, sometimes we might not even hear about some of the late scratches due to the coronavirus that they are doing testing on for players that's about to enter the game. And you got to keep your eyes on Twitter. I'll try to, put stuff in the comments on each video for my lineups that you can check on. But hey, I'm trying to build my lineups at the same time, so sometime I might not be able to get you guys the information, but I'll try to share it on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, and like I said before, at the 411DFS. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video so you can make sure that you get those updates when checking my channel. But it's going to be really tough with road teams this year due to all that traveling. They got a higher chance of getting the coronavirus, and that's what shocked me with the Vegas odds are stating that there isn't any home field advantage because there isn't any fans in the stands this year. But I think it's false what Vegas is saying, because they're not thinking about these teams that's traveling that have a higher chance of getting it just at the airport alone, or even if they're taking a bus. Bus driver might have it. Never know. But I don't know. I feel safe with home teams a lot more. But Wentz does have some interesting stats that people might be overlooking. He's the second highest passer rating on 3rd and 4th down since 2017, behind only Pat Mahomes. He led the NFL with 12 passes inside the 5-yard line in 2019, and that's really important when it comes to being in the red zone and getting those touchdowns. And he leads the NFL with 55% success shuffling, according to Sharp Football Stats. He completed 388 of his 607 passing attempts when the offense was severely injured last year, with 4,039 yards, 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So he has a stable floor when he's healthy. The Eagles just drafted 3 wideouts, along with trading for Marquise Goodwin to help the returning targets, that he already have on the lineup. But last but not least, quarterback I'm going to go to is Cam Newton from the New England Patriots. They're going to be facing the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know it's going to be a lot of people that they just think the Patriots is done. And they're not sure about Cam Newton coming off of a shoulder injury. He's 31 years old. And it's not many that really think he could do anything. But what I'm hearing is he dominating in camp right now. I know it could be a lot of coach speak and beat writers just getting overhyped, overhyping players. That could be some facts right there. But I'm just going to give you a hot take. I think Cam Newton's going to be comeback player of the year. I really do. I think that time off that he had and signing for very cheap to play for the New England Patriots, and he's competing for that starting quarterback position, and I definitely think they're going to give it to him. I wouldn't put Stidham out there. A lot of people are thinking that Patriots is done because of Tom Brady, but me, I never looked at, I know a lot of people going to frown up on me and probably dislike this video when I say this, but I never thought Tom Brady was really one of those top quarterbacks. He always got put in the right position because of Bill Belichick and the players around him. I honestly think that. Tom Brady's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but he's not a Brett Favre, a Drew Brees, a Montana. He's not even an Aaron Rodgers to me. He might have all the Super Bowl rings and everything, but it was the coaching from Bill Belichick. And I think Bill Belichick is really going to try to prove that this year that he could do things without Tom Brady. Well, he already proved it. When Tom Brady was suspended or injured, it was his backup quarterbacks that still went out there and shined playing under Bill Belichick. So I'm looking at Cam Newton. Patriots like to run the ball. They got Cam Newton that likes to run the ball. I know some people might say, yeah, he's going to be 31 years old and he's not going to run the ball that much. Bill Belichick got Cam Newton to run the ball. One thing the Patriots like to do is run that clock. You got Sony Michel injured right now. Everybody think Damian Harris is going to get the ball and possibly be a workhorse. I doubt that. Look at how Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey played with the Carolina Panthers. James White could be that Christian McCaffrey that Cam Newton throw dump-off passes to. Or fake a handoff and run down the field himself. Something like we saw last year with Lamar Jackson and Ingram. Everybody thought Ingram was going to get the pass and the handoff, and Lamar Jackson takes off running. I can see a lot of that happening with the New England Patriots, and I think Bill Belichick is trying to adopt that type of playing on his team. Remember, we're in a copycat league. Cam was already running before Lamar Jackson was even in the league. And he can throw the ball. He got some young receivers right now, along with Julian Edelman. Tight end is questionable. at most. But I think Cam can go out there and get over 20 fantasy points for week 1. I'm kind of really thinking about putting him as my Millie Maker quarterback because of all the doubters out there. I can see him being low owned. I'd say at least be probably 8% owned in the Millie Maker. Because there's going to be some people that's being optimistic like me with Cam Newton. There's going to be a lot of people doubting that he can do good against the Dolphins for the New England Patriots. But that's what I have for you guys. My quarterbacks I'm considering. First I had Russell Wilson. I'm concerned he's going to be chalk though. I know I will have him at least in a cash game play. Along with Carson Wentz, I think going to be chalk. I know I might at least have him in a cash game play, if not the Millie Maker. But almost definitely, I think I'm going to have Cam Newton as my Millie Maker quarterback. So, what I'm going to do is try to get you guys a running back video before this weekend is over for a Millie Maker. 3 guys I'm considering to give you guys more things to think about as far as if you want to build your lineups a certain way, whether it's cash or GPP, going for a single entry or Millie Maker like me. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. This has been the 411 for your fantasy football. You can reach me at the 411 DFS on Twitter. Until next time, y'all, stay blessed and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the 411 Podcast. Now get ready to make that money. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at the 411 DFS.